Okay guys, I'm Damien Cadillo,
I'm Marquise Valdez.
and today we're going to teach you about the cell process.
Meiosis.
So today what I'm going to teach you about is prophase 1, and what happens, you have this cell, and the nucleus is starting to break up. The nuclear membrane is starting to break it up. And after that happens, it's starting to break it up. There's these two up here. There's these
Centrioles.
Two centrioles that are here that are trying to move to the center. So right now we have two chromosomes, two big, two small. They're pretty much duplicates of themselves. We have two small, two big, and right now what they're doing is they're going to be moving along. There's these little spindle fibers here that are starting to break out of the centrioles, and that's prophase 1.
So, metaphase, it's basically like kind of the same thing, except for they're starting to split. The nuclear membrane is gone now, and the centrioles are at the bottom now. So, the centrioles, their spindle fibers are starting to pull on the large and the small. This one's the large centriole, and these ones are the small. Each one is on each side. One of the spindle fibers are pulling each of one from the centrioles. Chromosomes go to the middle, and the spindle fibers are attaching to the chromosomes. And that's metaphase 1. That's metaphase 1. Now we're going to anaphase.
Alright guys, in anaphase 1, the spindle fibers from the centrioles, the cell kind of looks like a little Easter egg now. With the centrioles, both on top and bottom, they're gonna be getting the two chromosomes, and they're pretty much claiming their prize right now. So what they're doing is they're pulling. Each side is pulling one bit large chromosome and one small into each side to split into the two daughter cells. So what they're doing is the two centrioles are going to pull two large, one large and one small, up to the upper and lower part of the cell, so that it could have each in the new daughter cells. And now we're going to be learning, and this is anaphase 1. Now we're going to be moving to telophase 1.
one is like a weird shape. It's like if if it's like a cylinder part except for with two circles on top and bottom. So it's like circle here and like it's a weird little shape. And it looks like if it had two heads. Alright, so there's the centrioles, as usual. But the chromosomes are getting pulled in and they're ready to split and to do two daughter cells. So you got your large chromosome and your small chromosome. And the spindle fibers, they're pulling on there like if it's like a fishing rod and a fish, ready to get their big fish and the small fish. This is telophase 1. Telophase. Alright, that's telophase 1. Now we are moving into prophase 2. It's basically starting over from telophase 1. Except for it's just the cell just split.
Alright, just as Marquis said, it's pretty much like starting over, but you have two daughter cells that are going to reproduce. So right now, we have two new daughter cells, and each one has the spindle fibers and the centrioles. And what they're gonna do, each side is gonna play tug of war, and pretty much each different side is gonna win. Right now, we each have only one set of each. So we have one large and one small. And so what's gonna happen is that these spindle fibers are gonna pull these on the top sister chromatid up to the top. And this one, they're still all attached, but it seems like this one is gonna win in a different way. And in the bottom, what's gonna happen is this one is pulling this one under, while the other one is trying to fight for it. And so what's going to happen, the spindle fibers attach to the top and bottom of the chromosomes, and they pull at each other as hard as they can. And that is prophase 2. And now we're going to be working on metaphase 2.
Thank you. Alright, we're working on metaphase 2. I'm going to show you what happens after what Damon just explained. So, alright, so the spindle fibers are the spindle fibers have pulled the chromosomes into the middle, and the chromosomes are ready to split in like half, so like pulling them in half, so then there could be another daughter cell. And so I'm gonna draw that now. The centrioles, so you have two, just like Damien drew again, and they're pretty much like, now it's even, so there's one big one and a small one. So the spindle fibers are pulling on one of each, so they can split them apart. Instead of like it playing like instead of one being at the top and one being at the bottom, they're both in the middle because they're ready to split apart. And that's where it gets like weird little. So, like I said, each one is pulling on in half of it. So each could split. And that's metaphase 1. And now we're going into anaphase 2. And then I will be showing you that.
Alright guys, so what Marquise meant to say was metaphase 2, but now we're going to be working on anaphase. That's okay, Marquise. So, it's pretty much duplicating anaphase 1. We're going to come right here. We have two cells. Sorry, not that much of a draw there. So we have 2 spindle fibers. Alright, that's awesome. We have two
cells. You have 2 cells.
We have
Drawing
2
the
cells
first one.
that are going to be moving right here. But what's happening is that there weren't 2 chromosomes, so they split. This side has 1 on the other. This one has 1 large and a small. What they're doing, the spindle fibers are pulling it in and to the centrioles and are gonna be using it to make 2 more daughter cells.
And that's basically what's happening on the bottom one too. But each one, there wasn't like, in the first one, they duplicated themselves, so there was 4. But in this, there was only 2. So they had to split to make a new one. A new small one and a new large chromosome.
Pretty much what Marquise said. And what happens is that, like I said with that demonstration of the tug of war, what it's doing is that game of tug of war ripped them apart. And right now what they're going to do is they're going to use them to make 2 more daughter cells. And what that is anaphase 2. So now Marquise is going to tell you about telophase 2.
Alright, telophase 2, the cells split, so there's 4 daughter cells. In each of those cells, there's 4 of them now instead of just 2, because they split. So now the telophase, you end up with 4 daughter cells. The membrane is formed. 1 large chromosome and 1 small chromosome is in each of those 4. So each of them is starting after they're done. Each of them, there's 4 now. 4. Let's see. So now they have a membrane. Their membrane back because it now in the first one in prophase it started to decay, but now they have it back. So the chromosomes are in each of these nuclear membranes. There's 1 big and 1 small. Like a half of one because they pulled each other apart. 1 big, 1 small. 1 big, 1 small. 1 big. And this is telophase 2. And that's how it explained. And Damien has one more thing to say.
Alright, so you know how this is, you know how all this happens like this? We have all these, so we have prophase 1, we have anaphase 1. Yeah, sorry. I missed one.
Okay.
Metaphase 1.
Then we have anaphase 1.
Anaphase 1.
And now we have telophase 1, where it's ready to split apart
And
and
then
make
we
two
have
other sister cells.
telophase 1.
Now it basically goes back to prophase. Prophase after telophase, except it's prophase 2. So now there's 2 cells that are ready to restart this whole process. And except for they're splitting into 2 more. And there's the 2 cells that split are doing the same thing at the exact same time. And then it's telophase 2.
Alright, so you saw we did all this, we explained it to you guys. So now what's happening, the beauty of it, this goes back, right back to this, and it starts all over again.
To make more
And
cells.
Miss Akkad told me that I should research how fast this happens. This happens 45 to an hour. All this happens.
Good job, Daniel.
And pretty much what's happening, all this stuff that you're learning, this is happening. But you guys think, oh, that's an hour, that's so long. With all the cells in your body, that's billions. That's billions per second. That's a lot. And that's all you need to know about meiosis.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job. Everybody give it up to David and Marquise. Marquise and Damien, take a bow. Awesome. Good job. Marquise, take a bow. Thank you.